Good evening, everybody. Welcome into Nightcap with RhinoMan. I'm your host, Tom, or RhinoMan, or RhinoMan Show, or Tim. Right now, I'm Tom. Be Tim in a little bit. Hey, tonight we got SoCal today, Florida tomorrow. Hopefully, I'm not as stuttery as I look on the TV because, hey, I don't know what's going on. Like Big Easy said, I may need to talk to my neighbor and have him upgrade his Wi Fi service. But as I do with every show, I got three questions for you, and I don't see the banner going across the bottom, so I'm going to have to show it. Those are the same new channels that I have in from before. Anyway, three questions today. Name something someone in your household does that drives you crazy. Hey, we all have people in our household. Sometimes they do something that drives them crazy. Most of the time, it's me in the household that drives everybody else crazy. But hey, the question's out there. Number two, would seeing Randy the slot wizard walking down the street towards you scare you? Hey, I really want to know if seeing Randy coming at you down the opposite side of the street, walking towards you, would that scare you? If it would, give me that thumbs up in the chat. I really want to know. Question number three. A lot of us are getting close there. I'm not one of them. Our guest today is. But what do you want to do when you retire? Let me know. What plans do you have to do once you retire? Hey, it's out there. As we do, let's see the new subs to the channel. Would like to say thanks to him for being a new subscriber to the channel. You know, we did this a little bit early. Are you to spin? Hey, thank you for being there. Shabby, thank you for being here. Robbie R, thank you for being here. I hope to see you in the chat. Give me that thumbs up. Let's see who's in the house. We have beautiful people in the house already. CJ on YouTube. Hey, thank you for being in here, CJ. Really appreciate it. Semi Scratching Ernie. Danny D, this cool scratcher fan. There I go stuttering again right now. Blue Line Slots, Sister Yoshi, Lucky Obsession, Suck It Up, Girl, Drunk and Passed Out. Hey, is that what you are right now? Hope not. Oh, that is good. Blue Line Slots, thank you for coming in. Oklahoma Casino Review Slots, thank you for being here. Danny D, the cool scratcher fan, as always. And Rocket 18181, thank you for being here. Let's get our guest on the show and see what he's all about.
Hey
Hello.
there, man.
Hey, thank you for coming in. Real quick, do a quick introduction to yourself. Tell everybody what your name is, and what your channel name is, or just your channel name if that's all you want to give.
All right. Well, I'm John, and my channel name is SoCal Today, Florida Tomorrow. And I started, I guess, I looked it up the other day, exactly a year ago. So I'm pretty new to this. Even a couple years ago, I didn't even know it. I never watched YouTube, so it's
okay. Fantastic. Hey, happy anniversary on the YouTube. Definitely. But let's get into a little bit personal. You know how we do the show. We start off with some personal questions. We want to find a little bit more about them, and then we'll get on to gambling, the channel. Carrie Ryan, thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it. Most important question of the day. What are you drinking, sir? I have myself a nice cold Corona, and you're a Pacifico man. I knew that. Slot Sister is in the house. Thank you for coming in. She says, we love SoCal today, Florida tomorrow. Hey, I love SoCal today, and I would love to be in Florida tomorrow. I have a lot of friends out there. Marcy Greasy, thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it. Okay, so first question, you're a Pacifico man. Where do you live?
Okay, I live in Murrieta, which is in Riverside County in Southern California. It's about 30 minutes north of San Diego County, or of San Diego, actually, the city of San Diego. And I was telling Tom earlier, I grew up my whole life in San Diego and just moved up here recently to be closer to my family, my kids and my sister, and grandkids.
So in case you didn't know, I don't know if you looked at your channel today, but Blue Line Slots is pointing us out to us. You are 3 away from 1K. As of today, you have 997. So before this show is over, you will be at 1K guaranteed. Thank you very much. We'll keep that up there.
And thank you for having me. I appreciate it so much.
Hey, cheers to that. Gambleby Slots and more. Thank you for coming in. Stacy's Slot Channel. Thank you for being here. He's only 3 away from 1K. Hey, we'll get into the channel in a minute. So you live in Marietta. JJ Alley, thank you for being in here. Let's get that 1K. Hey, I appreciate that. Marietta is close to Pachanga, Harrah's, Palma. You have a ton of casinos right there near you, not too far.
Yeah. Palma, Harrah's, Pachanga, like you said, and then farther north there are the other ones that the Yoshis go to all the time. Probably a little too far for me, but God, there's so many. We're in casino heaven between Riverside and San Diego County.
Right, Firehouse Slots is in the house. Thank you for coming in, sir. Really appreciate it. So you live in Marietta. Did you grow up in Marietta your whole life, or where did you grow up?
Oh, I was born in San Diego, and I've lived there my whole life until a year ago. So almost 70 years I've lived in San Diego. So.
Wow. Yeah. Did you go to school there? You said 70.
I went all through. I went through elementary and high school there, and attended San Diego State University. Graduated in 1975.
And what did 1975? I think that's the time I was born. No, I was actually born in 67. What did you go to school for?
I majored in civil engineering.
And wait a minute, here we go. Firehouse Slots says I'm your 1K. Hey, you get a bonus. You get a bonus prize for that. Congrats on the 1K. Hey,
I need to send him some swag if he can somehow get me his address. I'll hook him up with some things. And we've got shirts and things.
Sure, he's on Facebook. You could message him for sure.
All right.
Definitely. So 1K is a big milestone, and we'll get to all of that in a minute. But you went to school. I'm sorry, I didn't catch what you went to school for.
Civil engineering.
Civil engineering. And what did you do with that after you graduated?
Made a lot of money. No. I designed sanitary landfills and wastewater treatment plants.
Okay.
And built them. I was in the construction, design construction, and so forth, operation. And then eventually, towards the end of my career, I operated. I was a private engineer. I worked for the county for a while, but then I went into private practice. And then I basically took the work away from the county and the cities, and I created my own districts for those people out there, so they had local control. And then I ran all their facilities.
Okay. Slot Savvy PK is in the house. Thank you for coming in, Slot Savvy. So you were in civil engineering how many years total?
40.
Wow. So you just built up that big retirement nest home, and now you're gambling it away.
Well, somebody else in government's gambling it away for me, I think.
Okay. What are your hobbies? What do you like to do outside of gambling?
Fishing. I'm all about fishing. I live and breathe fishing. I do a lot of video gaming.
Okay.
Probably spend 3 or 4 hours a night video gaming, and
now when you
playing with my grandkids.
When you say video gaming, what type of video games do you like to play?
Fortnite, Call of Duty, 2K, the NBA and MLB baseball.
Oh, so you're a gamer.
Gamer, yeah.
Oh, okay. Better watch out for that. Retired. Are you married? Kids?
I'm no longer married, but I do have. I have 3 kids, a son and a couple daughters, and their spouses, and 5 grandkids.
Wow, 5. Do they live with you?
Yeah, come here. Yeah, here's one of them right here. Well, they live up the street.
There's some more. So are those your co-gamers?
Yep. Yeah.
You guys like to game too? What kind of games do you guys like to play?
Mostly all what he said. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Which one's your favorite?
2K.
2K.
Probably me, Madden, which is football.
Okay. Now, do you guys want to play football when you grow up, or? Oh yeah,
they already do.
You already do.
He's starting tackle. They played flag football for the last 3 or 4 years, and he's starting tackle this year coming up here. Hell Week starts next week for him. And
hey, kids,
Caleb won the state championship for Murrieta.
Hey, that's awesome. Let me ask you guys a question. How does it feel to you guys when you guys are playing football or when you're playing sports and you look over and you see your grandpa on the sideline?
It's good watching. It's the best feeling ever.
Oh, there you go. You got some great grandkids there. You guys are awesome. You guys are definitely awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. So that I mean that right there, that is what it's about. Especially I'm a grandfather, but only to one. And my daughter's getting ready to move. So I'm a little bit torn. She's getting ready to move to Hawaii and take my granddaughter with her. So it's like I'm happy for her that she's moving to Hawaii, but at the same time, it's sad because I won't get to see my granddaughter as much.
Right.
Not that I get to see her now; she's in Louisiana, but I could get to Louisiana easier than I could get to
what a
Hawaii.
great excuse to go to Hawaii, though.
But there's no casinos there.
Oh,
I'm joking. I'm joking. Not Mrs. Rhino's going to kick my butt for that one. Just say, Little Dutchie, thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it. So you're at their sporting events. You're doing what grandpas do, spoiling the kids and sending them home to parents, right?
Yeah, they all live on the street. They're all right next door to me here.
Okay. So you can spoil them 100% of the time.
Yeah.
There's not Mrs. Rhino saying, yep, she's going to kick my butt. Okay. Okay. So I want to jump to your camel. Do you have any brothers or sisters or
I do. I have, I had 2 brothers and 1 sister. One of my brothers passed away. He was a fireman. And but my sister just moved down from Napa to here. She lives up the street a little bit. And so we're
okay.
And my brother lives in Valley Center, which is about 30 minutes away.
Okay, so you guys are real close. That makes it a lot easier. You're retired, but do you do anything for work now, or is the channel your work? Is that what's occupying your time and your mind?
Yeah. I've been retired about 4 years now.
Okay.
So, I moved in this new house, so I have to take care of the yard. There's a lot of work involved with it, and playing with the kids. I mean, there's always something. There's never a minute that I sit down except for to maybe watch YouTube and play games.
Hey, I love it. YouTube and games. That would be my life if I didn't have to go to work.
But that's what I'm here. When I go to Florida, it's fishing 100% of the time.
Okay, and we're going to get into that. So how much of your time is spent here versus Florida?
I just took possession of the house this year. I've been there twice. So I would say I'm trying to get there maybe every 3 months.
And Blvd Slots and More wants to know, how does it feel being retired?
Oh, it's the greatest thing in the whole world. I didn't know what was going to happen when I retired, and it's just been fantastic.
But let me ask you this: on your last few days of working, were you a little bit scared of what was coming next? Because when you're working as long as you did for the same place, you sort of get into a routine, going every day, doing something every day. Did that fear of I don't know what's next hit you, or did you have a plan, or were you just sick of it and said, "Hey, I want to just go lay on the couch and have a good time"?
No, no, I was scared to death. I didn't know what
Okay.
was going to happen, and it came really fast. So I made the decision to retire. It came real fast, and I didn't even have time to hardly think about it. And no, I was terrified. I didn't know what I didn't know if I'd be able to afford to live the next 5 years or what.
Okay. Firehouse Slots is sending you an invitation. He says, "Come out to Hard Rock Tampa. I'll meet you for a collab."
I
Next
hope
time
that.
you're out that way, definitely look them up. Okay. Take us through a typical retired day. Mark Anthony, Yoshi Slots, thank you for coming in. Sister Yoshi, thank you for being here. Um, take us through a typical day for you.
Oh boy. Well, I hate to admit it, but I probably sleep in a little late because
Hey,
my whole life I had to get up like at 5, 6 o'clock every day for 40 years, and so I'm taking advantage of sleeping in a little longer. But then I stay up until 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning every day, every night anyway. So it's all relative. But get up, come down, have a cup of coffee, go outside, check on what's going on. I have a pool, so constantly having to clean that thing because it's so windy here. Crap's blowing in all the time. Water the garden, come back in, watch some YouTube. Pretty much don't watch TV anymore. I watch 100% YouTube. So
hey, join the crowd.
I do that, and I go find out what the grandkids or my kids are doing. Go up the street and talk to them, and come back in and maybe do a little gaming, and then go back outside and try to do something. I've got projects. I do welding. I make ornamental things in the yard for welding, and just always doing something.
Hey,
Get my fishing gear together.
as long as you're staying busy and having fun, that's what it's about,
Yeah, absolutely.
So Blue Line Slots wants to know, have you ever thought about being a Call of Duty or a Fortnite streamer?
No, I haven't.
What
I'm not that good. I'm not that good. I'm not that good to do that. And I don't think anybody wants to watch a 70-year-old play Call of Duty.
But let me ask you this: you are a gamer, so you have that competitive itch, though. I'm sure if you're a gamer and you're doing sports games, Call of Duty, all of that, I'm sure you're pretty competitive.
Yeah, I've always been competitive, and that I think carries over into my gambling. I look at the slot machines or whatever I'm playing there as kind of my nemesis, and I'm out there to kick its butt.
Hey,
So,
that's one way to look at it. And with that, we're gonna just jump right into gambling. How did you get started gambling?
um, boy, years ago, all the casinos locally started about roughly 20 years ago down here. And I had
Okay.
been to Vegas a couple times, and I fell in love with craps. But we really didn't have much until the Indians actually were able to legally start having their casinos here. So I would play with my kids. We'd get the little craps, that like little blanket thing that looks like a craps
Yeah.
table put on the floor. So when they were early age, I would teach them to play craps. And eventually, when the Indian casinos here all opened up, then boom, day one, I started going, and been going ever since.
Growing up, did your parents ever gamble?
Oh God, never. They were.
Never.
I was from Italy, and they were old school. No way.
Okay, so your parents didn't gamble, but you're making sure that the legacy carries on with your kids. You've
Oh
taught them
yeah,
to gamble at an early age, which
yeah.
which is good. And you also got them involved in your channel, which we will get to in a little bit. So your parents didn't gamble. You're a competitive gamble. That's you versus the machine. And what happens when the machine wins?
I get very upset. Uh, if I'm by myself, it's not fun to be around me. But if there's other people around, I keep it to myself. But sometimes in my videos, you can hear me, and I don't take it kindly when when they should be winning and they're not. That's especially Keno. Keno drives me nuts. Absolutely drives me nuts because I'm really into numbers, and that's why I like Keno so much. But when it doesn't do what it's supposed to do, that's what drives me absolutely through the roof.
So you gambling back when I'm trying to remember when I was down in San Diego, and the Indian Sequan was like one of the ones that really expanded big back at that time with the hotel and everything else, way back when. What casinos did you visit on a regular, um, as you were starting out with the Indian casinos?
Started with Paula, and at the time, what is now Harrah's used to be Rincon, and it was a 10th. And then Palma was up there in the same vicinity, and Palma was nothing but a 10th. So back in those days, it was the coins. You know, you'd have a little bucket of nickels or dimes, and your hands would turn all black from all the coins. You know, putting them in there and collecting them, and it was pretty fun back then. We were totally against when, because as soon as my kids turned 18, they'd start going with me. And, no, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You started.
And it was a big transition. I don't know how many of the viewers remember that, but when it changed from coins to the ticket, and at first I hated it, absolutely hated it, because I love the sound of those coins falling down, you know, and collecting them and putting them in the machine afterward, chain machine to turn it into dollars, especially silver dollars. Boy, that was really cool. I couldn't afford it much to do that, but it was a great sound hearing those coins clink. But now I'm all about the tickets. That's great. Best thing ever happened.
Yes, Joe S. I do remember the Verona Big Top. Absolutely. That was another one down there, Verona. I haven't been to Verona in forever.
Yeah, bro.
But to your point, the coins. I remember going with my father to the casino and going back to the casino back in the day where they had the buckets of quarters and where you did this. But my dad used to always get quarters here before we went. So he would have rolls and rolls of quarters that he would take to Vegas with him to play in the machines and stuff. So his budget wasn't like today. I mean, he would have a few $100s in quarters to take with him to play, and that was his budget. And he would come upstairs with the big buckets of quarters or silver dollars, and he had a blast with that. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Circus still has the dollar coins. They have a bank of dollar coins there. El Cortez has some machines. I'm not sure if they're dollars or quarters that still operate that way. And the nostalgia behind the sound coming from into those hoppers is so much fun.
Circus was the first casino I ever went to in Vegas when I finally, I don't know what year it was. It probably was like 1984 or something. I finally afford a new car. And the first thing we did, my wife and I threw our kids in the back of the station wagon and headed to Vegas. We went to Circus for a night. Drove all night, stayed one night, and left the next day. And I remember we didn't even have enough. We were afraid we didn't even have enough money left over to have gas to get back.
Oh, wow.
Days.
Wow, but I remember those trips. Those trips were absolutely fun. Taking my kids to Circus and then having them play the games on the wheel. There used to be a bar up there where the parents could sit in while the kids went around. They took that bar out now. I went back there recently. That bar is no longer there. When I took my granddaughter, I'm sure you've taken your grandkids there. Now they have that whole entertainment park up there as well.
Right. Yeah, it's getting kind of run down though right now, honestly.
Yeah, very, very much so. What is your biggest win as a gambler?
Biggest win would have been I was at Harrah's one night. I was real late at night. I made a late trip down there, and it was probably like 1 or 2 in the morning, and I was playing the tower game. You know, the 4 different games. I was playing Buffalo on that, and probably I think I was playing like a $4 bet or so on that, and I got the tower. And I don't know if everybody knows how it works, but you start with 4 games. But if you get the tower bonus, it increases every time you get a certain gold arrow that comes up, and it gets you up to another higher screen.
Real quick. Thank you, Slot Savvy, for coming in. I really appreciate you being here. Have a wonderful dinner. She loves circus too.
Yeah.
Okay, so you started with the tower, and then
and it worked its way all the way to the top. Then you start getting multipliers, and that thing went on. I think I want to say I had 64 spins, and I ended up cashing out at over $6,000 on that. It was crazy. Everybody was behind me, the cheering, and I wish I still had a video. That was long before I even thought of videoing. I videoed it, but I wasn't doing YouTube or anything, so I don't know whatever happened to it. But I would have loved to have it right now.
That's awesome. I mean, you would definitely love to have that now. But let me ask you this: so that was your biggest win on that on that tower game. How many times have you tried to play that since then?
Oh, I can't even count how many times I've tried that. Oh.
Tried to see if you could get lightning to strike again.
Not even close.
Right. So that's the thing. That's the thing about us degenerates is we try to chase that same one that we got before on that big win to see if we could duplicate it again. Hey, it doesn't happen all the time, but some people are quite lucky, like Slot Savvy PK. She's got a couple of grands. I haven't got a grand yet. Still looking for my first one. Yoshi's got a grand. A couple of people in here have gotten grands. And me and Sister Yoshi were talking about it today. Bucket list. What are some bucket list items you would like for your channel? Slot Savvy PK, thank you for the $4.99 super sticker. Really appreciate it, love. Thank you very much.
Well, someday I want to do a live. I don't know. Don't have a lot of confidence or whatever, but I never done a live, and it's tough for me because when I go there, I'm so focused on winning, honestly, and I know it's watching other people that do lives. It's really tough to concentrate on what you're doing, and it seems like when you're trying to read the screen and the comments and stay in tune with your viewers, it seems like a daunting task to me. I don't understand how people do it so well.
Well, here is my piece of advice for you. Just bite the bullet, turn on the camera, and start playing the machine. If you just talk to the machine as if you were battling it or whatever, you'll get to see, put the camera right in front, put it on the tripod, point it at the machine, and just play, watch the game, interact with the game as you would, if you're talking to the game, whatever, just do that. Mm-hmm. And don't worry about the chat right in the beginning. Everybody's going to be watching you play. Then you'll get confidence doing it more and more. The first time I did a live, I was terrible. I was scared to even record videos, to be honest. But I would say just do it. Get outside your comfort zone and just do it. Once you do a live, you'll find out, hey, it wasn't that bad. I could do it again. And then you'll start looking at the comments, and then you'll start interacting with everybody, and you'll figure it out. It's just going to be something that just develops over time.
Yeah. Well, a lot of things that I've done on my channel is about strategy. I was not trying to tell everybody that this is exactly how you do it. It works every time, but this is what works for me. And one thing I've noticed playing different games, and they're not all of them, but just the certain games, there seems to be a pattern. And like I say, I love numbers. And I started over the years playing this, I see a pattern. I see it in Keno. I saw it in Dragon Link and Ultimate Fire Link. And so that's kind of what got my channel started, was that I was seeing these kind of way that I don't want to say I was tricking the computer or the game into doing, that's not right, but I was seeing patterns. And so I was trying to play to those pattern strengths by doing it. And I've had so many positive comments, and that's what's really fulfilling. There's so many people. I'd say over 90% of the comments are positive from people telling me that they did this. They tried what I was doing, and they won jackpot after jackpot and made money. And it really made me feel good that I was doing something to maybe help these people. You know.
So that is a good point. Yo Ange brings up a good point too. When you go live, you have your kids with you at times when you go to the casino. Make sure that they're with you when you go live. That way they could banter with you and they could be on the live chatting back. So they could be talking at the same time with you, going back and forth. That's a great point, Yo Ange.
Like the Yoshis. Yeah.
Exactly. The Yoshis, when you watch the Yoshis, you have 4 personalities on one video. I mean, they banter back and forth and everything else. Just like couples like Chris and Lou, and other people that have multiple people with them bantering back and forth. It makes it a lot easier and it relieves a little bit of pressure from you as well.
Yeah, I've got a lot of support, and we're all kind of a team, and I want to kind of bring them in here in a little bit and just introduce them real quick. So, you know, they're the people behind me that help me go, you know.
Exactly. Okay, so bucket list, what do you want to hit? I know for me, I definitely want to hit a grand. I want to hit a high limit major, a high limit major, and then some other ones that I would like to hit, like on Dragon Link and Lightning Link. I would like to get a double bonus where it has 2 bonuses in one: the hold and spin as well as the free spin feature in one thing. So that's why that's what I mean by bucket list. Do you have any bucket list of things that you want to get?
I would love to be one of those people that gets that grand on a 50-cent bet. I would love to do that. You know, you get to where you almost have that full screen. Everybody gets that, and you get real excited about it. But no, that would be my number one goal, was to have that happen. I'd also love, because I play Keno a lot, and I play Keno to make money. The other games I kind of play to make money, but also have fun. They're fun games to play. Keno is, for me, it's not fun. It's work, and I'm out there trying to break that thing. And if I could get like a 8 out of 8 sometime, I've had 7 out of 7 before, but I've never had 8 out of 8 or 10 out of 10, and it would be huge. That would be a great bucket list item for me.
You said 2 things there, and I'm going to touch on one of those in a minute. But Sister Yoshi wants to know what your most memorable time at a casino was, and that's sort of along the lines of the same question that I have down here. What has been one of the craziest things that you've seen at a casino? So it's memorable time and craziest thing that you've seen.
Well, we were at this probably isn't too cool to talk about, but we were at Paula, which is in Valley Center. Or we were at Paula about 2 months ago, maybe late at night, and there was some kind of a gang incident which spilled over from the parking lot into the into the inside of the casino. And I was having a great night on. There's this Keno machine called Back to Back. There's only maybe 2 or 3 of them left at Paula. Okay. Nowhere else could I ever find these except for in Utah, or I mean Idaho. Sorry, Idaho. And it's a great game, great Keno game. And I didn't want to leave, and my daughter was near the front door, and she saw them come in, and there had been a stabbing, and guys were bleeding and falling on the floor, and so she came and got me and just dragged me out of there. I didn't want to go, but that's probably not a real happy, memorable play.
Well, no, but still, you remember it for sure, and that is pretty crazy. Absolutely. The next thing that I wanted to touch on is you said you play Keno to make money.
Yeah.
Is that something that happens frequently for you? I heard Keno, live Keno is the worst game to play in a casino. That's what I've heard. That's what I heard. That's what the statistics show. But video Keno's a little bit different. Yeah. But how do you play Keno to make money, and do you make money at it?
I do. If you watch my videos, a lot of them I show this 6-pack where I do 6 numbers, and I do all these sequences within those 6 numbers. And occasionally I hit all 6, which pays not only the 6 numbers, 6 for 6, but all the 5 for 5s and 4 for 4s, and it's huge. It's a hand pay every single time, and I try to do that as well as other things. But yeah, I'm pretty successful on it. I honestly am. It's not a matter of if it's going to pay the way I do it. It's when it's going to pay. Will it pay in the first $100, or will it pay in the first $300? But it's going to hit, and it always does.
So how often do you go to the casino?
Well, up until just recently, when we started, the economy started going south, I was going probably 2 or 3 times a week, and now I'm probably once a week.
2 or 3 times a week is respectable. I would like to go 2 or 3 times a week. I used to go 2 or 3 times a week, but yeah, once a week's not bad. And on those trips, how often do you come out ahead on Keno? Do you just go for Keno, or is it for other things as well?
I primarily go for Keno, but there's sometimes I'm hunting for what I call the hot machine. They go through cycles. Okay. So sometimes I'll do a little bit in this machine. I can tell right away it's not going to be. I'll go to another machine, and I keep working my way. If it's just a bad night and I'm not doing good, I'll go play. I start looking for Dragon Link or Ultimate Fire Link. Lately, though, the Dragon Links have just been, they're so crowded. I can't get on them anymore.
Exactly.
So I go to Ultimate Fire Link after that. And there's certain casinos that I know the machines. I know the casinos well. I know the machines. For example, at Harrah's, the Ultimate Fire Link games are on fire there. I mean, I've never gone there and not one on those machines. They are awesome. You go to Pachanga, and it's the Dragon Link machines that are good. The Keno machines are pretty good. So different casinos. Palma has great Fire Link machines, Ultimate Fire Link, right by the front door.
Yes. So, the bank of 4 right there.
Yeah.
Joange wants to know, do you stay over or do you just go for day trips?
Well, I only live 20 minutes away now. So most of the time I go for day trips, but they do give me a lot of free. I get like 6 nights a week. I mean a month, 6 nights free a month. So I take advantage of that. Mostly because they have really cool pool and amenities out there. And so the family can come and the kids can play in the pool and stuff like that.
That was my next question. Do you take the grandkids to introduce them slowly by bringing them out to the pool? We need future YouTubers. I'm just saying.
They have to walk through the casino,
Yeah, they have to walk through it. You're doing a great job as a grandpa raising the kids. Absolutely. What is your average bet? Rain's World wants to know. By the way, welcome in, Rain's World. I really appreciate you being here. Vegas slots.
$5 is usually my average.
Okay.
Yeah.
So sometimes you play above it, sometimes below it.
Yeah. Lately, I've been on Keno. It's $5 or a little more depending on what I'm doing. But on the other games, I used. So my strategy was pretty much stick with a $5 bet on Dragon Link. But what I would do is I'd start with the first bet would be a $2 bet or a $2 denomination bet for $10. Then I'd start working my way down. And I found that once the machine thinks, this is just my feeling, the machine thinks you're betting this larger denomination, larger bet, and then I go down to the 1 cent. I could sit there, and I've tried it a million times, but you have to have a lot of money to do it. You can sit there and play a $1 denom or $2 denom for quite a while and not hit it. The minute you go down to 1 cent and play that $5 bet, boom! All of a sudden, they're bigger numbers. Now you're not going to get the big bonuses that the million, the minor, if you were playing $1, but still the actual amounts that are coming up on those coins is a lot bigger at that 1 cent when you go to max bet. If you can afford to do a $5 max on 1 cent denom, that's how I was winning a lot of my money that way.
Okay, I agree there. I have a couple of questions, but I agree with the strategy because when I go down and if I'm putting $100 in the machine, Dragon Link, I'm talking Dragon Link, I'll start at the $1 denom. I'll give it a couple of $5 spins. Nothing happens. Then I'll jump down to the 1 cent. I'll either do 250 bets or $5 bets at that 1 cent denom. I've been surprised, very surprised at the orbs on the 250 bets that I've hit in that size. I've gotten some massive orbs on 250 1 cent or $5 1 cent denoms.
I've been seeing
That's
250's been a great bet lately for a lot of people. I've seen a lot of money won on 250 bets.
yeah, that and we'll get to this comment. But you said you play $5 on Keno. When I sit at the bar and I play Keno, usually it's Cleopatra Keno, and I'm paying quarters, and it's like $1.25 or $2 max. So you're playing at what, the dollar level, or what? What? How are you playing Keno?
A quarter of 25 cent. Yeah.
25 cents, and you're playing $5 a spin, or
Yeah, because I do multi-card. I love multi-card,
okay,
and that's what I'm kind of tuned into. So it gives you a lot of different variations on the sequences that you're doing. I like to
okay.
cover all the numbers. I like to have different sequences in the same numbers. So if you do get them all, it's huge when you win.
So Brains World says, I've noticed that too. That's why I don't believe it's all random. You all have to pay attention, and you can see there's a cycle on the machine that is doing.
Yeah, exactly right.
I just play what feels good to me.
Yeah.
Moving my bets around, I think I have a better chance at getting a bonus instead of staying at one bet denomination, one bet thing. I like to bounce.
Yeah, yeah. You're talking about Dragon Link right now, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
Dragon
exactly.
Link,
Sure.
Dragon Link, Lightning Link. Sister Yoshi says, I would like to live at the casino. She also says, what is your favorite slot machine?
Which game?
Yeah, what's your favorite slot machine?
Um, this is an old school game. I mean, I love them all, but this is an old school game called Seal the Deal. And I have every time there's usually only one or two in a casino. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but it's an old game there, and every casino has a few of them. And I kill on it. It's only a nickel machine, but it's got the best bonus ever because it pays double or triple on the bonus, and it can get respins on it. It's great.
Okay, great. Yoshi Slots wants to know, what is the best denom to play Keno? And do you prefer single or four card?
25 cent quarter is what I prefer, and I like multi-card. 4 card, I do it once in a while. It doesn't give me the enough different variations to play. I need to play more than just 4. So that's why I do multi-card.
Okay. It sounds like you dialed into Keno on how it works. Now on your channel, do you post Keno videos? And we're going to jump right into your channel with that question. So with Keno, do you post any videos on your channel?
Yeah, that's probably a shortcoming that I have. I show my wins, and I've tried showing how I make my bets. You know, the sequence that I go through, the numbers I pick, and what it looks like, the configuration. Yeah. And I show that, and I talk about it because I try to do it like an instructional. You know, it's probably not real interesting to a lot of people, but I try to show it and analyze what I'm doing. But I haven't sat there and just played, set the camera up and just played through 2 hours of Keno. I kind of feel like I'm not sure how many people would want to watch me do that because I'm not real. I'm not like a James Spitzer that has a great personality that can talk about everything while he's doing it. I'm so concentrated on the screen, I can't even. Somebody could come up behind me and choke me, and I wouldn't know it.
Here's the thing. Melly Love Slots, thank you for being here. Sorry I didn't call you out earlier. Ride and Risers, Lucky Adventures, thank you for being here. Thank you very much. Look, here's the thing. Every channel out there has a uniqueness to them. They are not the same as anybody else. So James Spitzer's, he's got everything going for him. He's the sexiest man on YouTube. He's got that personality. He is like all out there. However, everybody has their own uniqueness to their channel. And if you battling with the machine is your uniqueness, I say embrace it and do it as much as you can. And don't worry about what anybody else thinks. I mean, it's just about you having fun, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to jump into your channel with that. Why did you start your channel?
Okay. Originally, so I started watching YouTube, but fishing videos. That's what I was really into, was fishing videos. And
Okay.
I have an Instagram channel that was all fishing, and so I was putting that together. And then I learned about YouTube, and so I wanted to do the fishing, but things occurred in my life that prevented me from doing that. So I started doing I thought, well, I'll do restaurant reviews. So I thought locally around San Diego, I started going to different places and thought that would be interesting. Well, I posted a few of those, maybe got 15, 20 views, something like that. And so one time I did because I go to the casino a lot. So I thought, oh, I'll do a casino one because I enjoyed watching I started with BC Slots, and I thought it was really interesting back in the day when he was not as popular as he is now. Okay. And so I started watching that, and then pretty soon another channel, and I said, oh, I'll do one of those. And then all of a sudden I started getting people watching me, and I had 10 subscribers, and I was so excited. I thought, there's 10 people in this world that want to watch me. And then that 10 became 20, and that 20 became 30. And so, okay, I'll do another one. And it just sort of took off. It's not like I said, okay, I'm going to create this channel and do this. It just happened.
Okay, that right there is awesome. You said a few things that I absolutely love, but I have a question for you prior to that. You started a fishing channel. You fish a lot, especially when you go to Florida. What is the biggest thing you've caught?
Biggest fish I've caught would be a marlin. Okay. Probably two fish I've caught: a marlin and a huge mako shark. Hundreds of pounds.
Wow. Okay, that would be interesting. Travel Zork, thank you for coming in. Joanne says, I know the feeling people are watching me. And now we're going to jump into it. You said you started out and you were excited to get those 10 people to watch your video, and then it started expanding from there. That feeling of just, hey, the people are enjoying this. Now I jump forward a year later and you have 1,000 people that are following you.
Yeah, I can't believe that. It's crazy.
So you're doing. The Slob Bandits are in the house. Thank you for coming in. So you started off right here. You were happy with 10 people. Now you're at 20, 30, 40 over a year. Now you're at 1K. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's an accomplishment. A lot of channels give up before they get to that 1 year mark. They give up before they get there. They don't stick with it. You started your channel going all different directions, but now you've narrowed it down to this, and it might change again for you. So what do you like most about doing your channel?
I love the creating, sitting down at the computer and just kind of think, okay, what's the theme of this one going to be? I don't go into a casino and say, okay, this is why I want to go there, and this is why I'm going to make a video about this. I don't do it. I just go there, play, take my shots, and then come back and think, okay, how am I going to put this together and make it something that's interesting for people and and I kind of developed the theme based on what happened to me at the casino. I don't go in there with preconceived notions. When I tried that, it comes out horrible.
Exactly. I'm going to touch back on that real quick. Gamblers Unknown says it's unreal the expectations that cause a lot of channels to give up. Like with yourself, you were super excited to get the 10 and the 20. And obviously you're thinking you could grow and everything else, but your expectations didn't stop you from achieving the continued growth that you've been doing over the time. So that's a fantastic job.
Because I wasn't trying to grow it like that. I was trying to put something out there that I felt could help people. I wanted other people to be able, if this worked for me, maybe it can work for them and help them. That's all I was trying to do, and what I still try to do. I'm just looking for the next game out there that I can figure out to come up with a strategy. That's what's been tough lately.
Exactly. So you have help on your channel. Who are your partners on your channel?
If they're listening, I'd like to get them in here for a second and introduce them, because they're the big part of this that support me. So this is James, my son-in-law. He's way of a more expert on gaming than I am, and he fills me in on what's going on, and a lot of the strategies and things. It really helps me. And this is Marcy, his wife, my daughter. And
so you have a whole team there with you.
Yeah, and my other daughter. Oh, there you are, Carrie, and my sister's over here. I've started getting her. I'm getting her to come to the casinos as well lately.
And you got the kids and everybody. Hey, it was absolutely terrific meeting you guys down at Harrah's. That was a good time down there.
That was a lot of fun.
That's fun.
Yeah, everybody. That was a lot of fun.
And then I've got my son, but unfortunately, he and my other grandson are at a music class tonight, so they've got something going. Otherwise, he'd be here too.
That's fantastic. So how has this experience been for you guys as far as doing a channel? What do you think of your grandpa being on YouTube and now having 1,000 subscribers following him?
It's cool. Yeah, it's really cool. Really cool.
It's what they wanted to do with their YouTube channel for gaming, and it didn't happen for them. So now they get to watch their grandpa get 1,000 subscribers.
No, do you kids still have a gaming channel?
Not anymore.
They don't update it. Yeah, not anymore really.
But yes,
they would like to
keep it up. You guys will get there, I'm sure. But that's awesome that you have so much support for you, and I would say have another family trip down to Harrah's and go live.
Well, I sure like what we did with that trip. I'd like to have something like that happen again, where we all of us get together.
Yeah.
And Marcy's the one behind. She makes these hats, the shirts, all the things with the logos on them. She's very talented when it comes to that.
Yeah, and you know what? And that's awesome. Do you guys sell your merchandise?
No.
No?
We brought a whole bunch to the Harris thing and just give it away. And I think there's some leftovers still that just giveaways. Yeah.
Hey, that's cool. You guys did a fantastic job with that, for sure. For sure. Yeah. Look at Straight Up Slots is in here. Kino Warrior says the whole family, cool. Hey, you guys are gonna start competing with the Yoshis. Everybody involved. For sure. You guys all now that was the other question. Do you guys all record bonuses? Do you guys all record a little bit?
No, we're starting to get into it a little bit more and recording some, but we mostly just kind of support, and we'll send some videos over to John and he'll put them on here sometimes. But we mostly just accompany and
mostly all his stuff.
Yeah, everything's his. We go and lose our money too quick.
you got to learn the Kino tricks from him, because apparently he's doing something right with Kino for sure.
Yeah, he definitely does. I've witnessed him. We all have. We've seen him win really, really good on the strategy.
That's awesome. So, do you guys are the kids the tech people in the house, or who's your tech? Oh, there he's shaking his head. He's the tech person right there. I see it. I was wondering who the techies in the house were. There you go. That's
Well,
awesome.
anything I can't figure out, and they can, James will figure out. So
They figure everything out. Pops is doing this all on his own here. He edits all his videos. He does everything technical on the videos all himself.
Hey, that's awesome.
Awesome to see.
That is awesome. Um, what has been the hardest part for you for YouTube?
the hardest part, have enough money to do what I'd like to do over there.
I think that's the hardest part for everybody in the chat right now, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I would probably be there a lot more if I had more funds, but I'm trying to make it work. You know, we have to just be flexible, and when the times are starting to go bad a little bit, you just got to drop your bets down and try to do the best you can. You know.
Hey, definitely, it would definitely help you out to just keep. Do you have content built up?
No,
No, not yet.
I just do it immediately after I go. I don't have anything built up.
Slot Savvy, not Slot Savvy, Lucky Obsession, Slots and Scratcher says, tell the boy I need help. I'm not tech savvy. So you're going to be getting calls. I would charge for your services for sure.
I'm here to help anybody that needs it.
Okay, so we talked about why you started your channel. How did you come up with your name for your channel?
Again, it was fishing related because you know, my son-in-law and I were traveling across the country for like 3 years looking for good fishing places, and we ended up in Florida, and we absolutely fell in love with Florida. And I wanted. He talked to me and he said, "Pops, we gotta get a house here. We gotta get a house. We can't keep, you know, it's coming here renting, you know, doing the Airbnb and all that. We gotta get a house." So on our last trip, a little over a year ago, he talked me into, hey, let's have. There were builders with real good deals at the time, and he said, okay, let's get a house built. So we did that, and I signed all the contracts and everything. It was February 2 years ago. And unfortunately, when we got home, he passed away 2 weeks later from cancer. And,
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I didn't fish for a year after that. It was really tough. But I said, in his memory, we're going to get that house built. We're going to live there. So now my daughter goes back and forth with me, and I'm trying to get the other kids to eventually, you know, do it. But try to hold on to it as long as I can. I mean, it's tough having two places. It's not cheap.
Yeah. I get it for sure. I get it for sure. So that's
how we came up with the SoCal. We're here in SoCal today, but eventually I'd love to move to Florida.
So you'll be in Florida tomorrow. Hey, that makes perfect sense. Hello, Life of a Gambler. Hashtag Life of a Gambler matters. And if you guys don't know, tomorrow I will have Life of a Gambler on the show live from Harris, SoCal. We will be down there tomorrow night. If anybody wants to come and join us, feel free. 5 o'clock show. I will do the 3:30 show, and then we will have him on the show right after. If you saw the thumbnail, we'll be discussing that during the live tomorrow for sure. Lynn Potter, thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it. Hey, Bobby, look, I'm reading the chat. Not like the cardboard cutout. Okay, so you started your channel 1 year ago today, anniversary, 1K. Couldn't have been scripted any better for that. That's absolutely perfect. Let's get into some quick hits now. This is a section where I ask you questions back and forth. He keeps switching casinos on me. Yeah, I do, bro. Trying to make sure that you don't stand me up is the point. Okay, quick hit. So I'm going to ask you a couple of if-then questions. You answer which one you would choose. Instagram famous or infomercial famous?
Instagram.
Instagram. Show or tell?
Show or tell.
Which would you rather do? Show somebody or tell somebody?
Oh, tell somebody.
Okay. Barking dogs or crying babies?
Crying babies.
Okay. Babies dressed as animals or animals dressed as babies, as humans?
Oh, I hear them both. Oh, probably babies dressed as animals.
Okay. Rich and famous or rich and unknown?
Rich and unknown.
Okay. Hot coffee or iced coffee?
Hot coffee.
Okay. Sauce on the side or sauce on top?
Sauce on the side.
Okay. Winning the lottery or finding your soulmate?
I need
Not
my
missing
soulmate.
RhinoMan yelled lottery.
I feel like I've already won the lottery, so I would say finding my soulmate.
Okay. Salsa or guacamole?
Salsa.
Pizza or Chinese?
Pizza.
Okay. Ribeye or T-bone?
T-bone.
Introvert or extrovert?
Introvert.
Okay. Bar soap or body wash?
Body wash.
And Lucky Obsession tossed one in. Beer or water?
Water.
Oh, I would have lost that one. Okay. I have the last 4 questions for the interview for
You
you.
see how red I am? That's what beer does to me. I'm not usually
Hey.
this red.
You got that Asian glow. I think that's what that's called.
It's
I
that
could
Italian-
always tell my kids were lying to me when they would come home after going out and have that Asian glow. Have you been drinking anything? No, Dad, I haven't been drinking anything. But they're bright red. Anyway, last 4 questions for you. If somebody gave you your dream car right now, what would that dream car be for you?
It would be a Lamborghini.
A Lamborghini. Okay. What is the best restaurant you've ever been to?
Longhorn Steakhouse.
Okay. And what restaurant would you recommend to anybody visiting San Diego?
Felipe's Pizza Grotto.
Okay. Where's that one at?
Oh, they got different ones in all throughout different areas of San Diego and up here in Murrieta or Temecula.
Okay. And last question, what is the best thing you've ever ate? People in the chat, keep it clean. I didn't see Randy in here, so we should be good to go.
My favorite food of all time is cottage cheese.
Cottage cheese, really?
That'll
Really?
for you. Huh?
Cottage cheese is the best thing you've ever ate?
Best thing I've ever eaten. I eat that stuff like candy.
Wow. I was not expecting that for sure.
He's not a foodie.
He's not a foodie. Slot Sister says, Felipe's nice recommendation. Hey, I appreciate you so much. I'm so happy you got to 1K. Make sure you have your monetization on. You get everything else in order. And now the real work begins. Keep doing what you're doing. Have fun with it as you are. Don't expect to get the sky, but just keep pushing forward as you've been doing the whole time.
Well, thank you so much. I so much appreciate it and honored to be on this channel with you. And thank you for all the viewers out there that watched, that tuned in. And I very much appreciate all of you.
Hey, I appreciate you too, guys. Guys, until tomorrow, I will see you at 3:30 here. We have that show. That'll be at Harris SoCal. Right after that, Bobby, what best thing you ever ate? Cottage cheese? Must have brought the wrong brand.
I'm a simple person.
Hey, he must have brought the wrong brand for sure. Tomorrow, I'll have Bobby on the show. He's got something to say to me, I'm sure. But I'll bring your Belvedere down there. Have no problem taking the bottle into Harris. So I'll have that for you tomorrow. Until next time, guys, let the good times roll, and I'll see you then.